Welcome back to Verse of the Week. It's a little dark in here, but I wanted to get this up by Monday. Last week we were at a little cottage getaway with my family in celebration of my upcoming 30th birthday. If you follow Sam and Audrey, you'll probably be seeing a video coming up of our little getaway. This week's verse is short and sweet. If you have your Bibles, turn to John 15, verse 15. It reads, "I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends, for everything that I learned from my Father, I have made known to you." Now, this verse came at a good time during this weekend. I was starting to feel like I was living a to-do list. Finished one task, had to move on to the other, had to finish things for work, had my God time to-do list that I haven't gotten to. So I started to feel a little bit distant from God. And so when I sat down to see what verse I felt to use for this week, I so happened to open my Bible onto this verse. And it's such a good reminder that when it comes to God, we don't have to complete a to-do list to have His love and His acceptance and a relationship with Him. Jesus took us out of indebted servant living and brought us into a place where we can have open relationship and open acceptance as children of God. And as I read it and I let it sink in, I realized that it's okay that I haven't read my Bible, and it's okay that I've felt a bit consumed by work in the last couple of weeks. These sidetracks that tend to happen in life don't disqualify us from having a relationship with God. He doesn't sit on His throne pointing His finger at us and giving us to-do lists or criteria lists that we have to meet in order for Him to allow us into His presence. You know, this verse says He calls us friends, and that means that I can approach His throne and I can approach that relationship as I would a friendship. I don't have to submerge myself in my Bible and submerge myself in hours of prayer and hours of worship before I approach God and before I reach out to Him. He's waiting for us to come to Him and share with Him what we're going through. So if you too have recently felt like God has become a bit of a second priority in your life and that you have been consumed by to-do lists or consumed by things going on in your life, be it work, be it family, let this be a reminder to not feel like you have to meet criteria and cross things off a spiritual to-do list before you can enter the presence of God. He is sitting there with arms wide open, just waiting for us to come to Him. He just wants us. So let's embrace our relationship with God and the freedom that that brings. If you haven't yet, take a moment to acknowledge God in your today and have a quick chat with Him about what's going on in your heart and mind. Let's try and do that daily and reset our priorities. Thanks for sitting in, and I'll see you guys next week for another Verse of the Week. Be blessed.